Hi kids, if you look in front of me, you're going to see a bowl with water, okay? So this tells us that today we are going to talk about something relating to water. We're talking about water. So today we are going to learn about the things that can float on the water and the things that can sink in the water. Floating means they float on the top of the water, and sinking means they go down into the water. When you say something floats, it means when you put something in here, it does not go down, it just floats at the top. Then when it sinks, it means it goes down deep in the water. Okay? So we are going to put some things in this water and we'll see if it's going to float or sink. Okay? We are going to play a little game. You will have to guess if it will float or sink. Then later, I'll put it in the water and we'll see. Now, I'm going to use this. This is a plastic cup. A plastic cup. Do you think this plastic cup would float or sink if I put in this water? Will it float or sink? I think it will float. Let's see. Did it float or sink? It's floating. It's floating. Floating means it's at the top. Can you see? It's at the top. It did not go right down into the water, no. It's floating at the top. Can you see? It's at the top, floating. Very good. Now, here I have two things. I have a metal spoon and I have a plastic spoon. Between the metal spoon and the plastic spoon, which will float and which will sink? Or will all of them float or will both of them sink? Let's take a look. I'll try the metal spoon first. Wow, it sinks. It just went deep inside the water. It sinked. Now why did the metal spoon sink? I think it sinked because it's heavy. Okay, things that are heavier sink into the water and light things will always float. Okay, so the metal spoon sinked, and now let's try to see the plastic spoon if it will sink or float. Now the plastic spoon is floating on the water because it's not heavy, it's light. If you weigh these two spoons, the plastic spoon is light and the metal spoon is heavy. So the metal spoon sinks and the plastic spoon floats on the water. Same like the cup, the plastic cup, because it has no weight. Okay? Now, I have a coin. A coin. Do you think this coin will float or sink? Let's try. The coin sinks deep into the water because it has weight. It's metal. It's metal, so it sinks in the water. It's not light. Very good. Now, I have this counter. Do you think this counter will sink or float? It's sinking. It's same like the coin. It's sinking. Very good. I also have some stones. These are rock stones, small stones, pebbles. We also call them pebbles, okay? Will it sink or float? Let's try. The pebbles sinks. Can you see that? Very good. So light things will always float on the water, while heavier things will sink. Very good. Now, I want to try something. I have this. It's the leaves of my plant. Will these leaves sink or float? Let's try. It's floating on the water. So the leaves will float. The leaves will float because it has no weight. Very good. Thank you. Now, after looking at sinking and floating, you have to complete this activity in your book. Okay? Will these things float or sink? Collect the objects and put them one at a time in a bowl of water. Color the things that float blue. So the things that will float, this is a bowl with water just like I showed you. The things that will float on the water, you will color them blue. Okay? Don't color the ones that sink. Color only the ones that float blue. This is a mug. This is a bottle. This is a leaf, spoon, apple, pencil, chicken fries, this is a plate, this is a key, and this is carrot. You have to get all of these things if you have them at home, or if you don't have them at home, you have to imagine if they will float or sink if you put them in the water. But it's better if you have these items, you put them in the water to see if it floats or sink. You're gonna enjoy doing this. Now, oil and water. Here, get a bottle of oil and put water in, and put it in water. Now, kids, I have this cup with water. If I put oil in it, what will happen? The oil, can you see? The oil is floating at the top and the water is under. So I get my cup, I put water, then I put some oil. This is oil, okay, in it. The oil floats at the top. You can see the oil floating at the top. The oil floats at the top and the water goes down. So you have to draw here the water down and you draw the oil at the top. You have to color the oil yellow. Okay, color the oil at the top yellow, and the water is, there's no color. Water is colorless, okay? But if you care, you can color the water blue and color the oil yellow to show that the oil floats at the top. Now, can you see? You take the cup, you take oil, you put the oil, you add water in the oil. Now you shake. Put the lid on the jar firmly and shake. You will still see that the oil will settle at the top. Watch what happens. Draw what happens. Color the oil yellow. Like I said, color the oil yellow. Okay. I used the cup. You can use a bottle like this. Put the oil and water. Shake. Then open and see. The oil will settle at the top, and the water will be down. Color the oil yellow. Okay. Thank you.